tell you a little bit about how I set up my classroom for my writing boot camp. So some of the decorations that I'm using, they all came from Party City. So it's a happy birthday banner, but the big charts are the ones I was going for. I hung those two in my windows, and then the two side panels I was able to use on my cabinets. And then I ended up using the happy birthday by cutting into strips, and that's what's hanging in my doorway when my students walk in. I think this was about $5.99. And then I bought two camo tablecloths. These were $1.99 from Party City, and I do think they're misleading because it looks camouflaged all from the front, but as you saw on my wall, it had a big white blank space in, but it's alright. I think it still made the room look neat having it hung up, and I'll be using this other one for a tunnel activity that I'll talk about in just a minute. So that's how my room is set up, and then I also have some gear that the students will wear, and I'll talk about that in a minute as well. So my actual writing boot camp activity all comes in this foldable that I created, and I got the idea of the vocabulary here from Pocketful of Primary. She did a word problem math boot camp, so I just used the same words there but made it writing based, and this is for informational writing, and I'm hopefully going to make some for narrative and persuasive as well. So all my students will get one of these. When they come in the room, they'll have some time to decorate their hat and their dog tag, and then when we start class, they'll all get one of these. And our first flap we'll go over together. It's just information about what informational writing is, so this is what they can refer back to, and things that we can look at to discuss how we know informational writing compared to other types. So that's called our recruitment, when I get all my students together and we review what informational writing is. Then for the enlistment activity, I'll have them work in partners, and each partner will get a bag, and in the bag are paragraphs of an informational essay that I have cut apart. So our school uses WriteScore as the writing assessment, so they have a really great online resource platform, and they had a sample informational essay, so I just took that essay and cut each paragraph apart. So the students will work with their partner to sort the paragraphs in logical order, so they'll have to find the introduction, put the body paragraphs in order, and then put the conclusion at the end. Once they think they have it right, they'll check with me so I can confirm, and then if they have it right, they'll glue it down in order on construction paper. And then we've worked really hard to use color coding to help us understand the different parts of our informational writing, and it really comes in handy when students are writing themselves, because then they can begin to see where they can improve. When they underline the introduction in green, they might see, okay, I didn't have an introduction, I couldn't underline anything, or only had one sentence and I could have expanded on it more. So once they glue their paragraphs in order, they'll go ahead and do the color coding, and I have that in here as well. So they'll do the introduction green, body paragraphs yellow, and then anywhere that the body paragraphs say according to the text or in paragraph 1, which is a text citation, they underline those blue, and then their conclusion red. Once they have finished with that, they move on to drills. For drills, they're also working with their partner. At that point, I will give them an informational article. This again came from WriteScore, and this is one of the articles that was used to write the essay that they just sorted the information about. So they're still understanding the information that's coming from. So they'll read this with their partner, and then we've been working on text structure, and I created a graphic organizer. This one is specifically about description, because that's the one that we've been working on most recently. So they'll take the information from the informational article to fill out the description text structure graphic organizer, and all the directions again for that are here, but at this point we've gone over it, so they know basically what each point is, but they can still reference their foldable to remember what each part is, and then also to know what to put for the subject, where here I asked them to put the main idea of the text in here, and then they'll do details around. The other things I have on here are the author's purpose, although they'll write the title, the author's purpose. So here they have to relate again that this is informational writing, they're trying to teach you something. The main idea, a notable quote. This is a good start in getting students to find text evidence that's important. So they're looking for something that relates to what's going on here. Then our W questions, just to show understanding that they're reading it. And then again, this one's specific to detail, so they'll have subject and details there. So once they have finished all of that, it says to bring it to me so I can check. So again, I'm being able to check in at each step to make sure that they are understanding, and then they can move on from there. After that, they're on their own for the rest of the activity. So obstacle course is what's next, and this is where I'm going to start with the tunnel. So I'm going to use the extra tablecloth, and I'm going to use a couple chairs or extra desks that I have, and I don't have that set up yet. Because my room gets cleaned over the weekend, so I'm going to set it up Monday morning, and I'll just set it to the side. So students will army crawl through the tunnel, and as they army crawl, they will pick up one topic. So I have a bag full of topics here: bread, soccer, maps, baseball, honeybees, President Jackson, Pluto. So it goes over a lot of different content areas as well. And then I have a copy of that for myself to look at. So if there's science topics, social studies topics, things of interest to them like sports. So they'll pick up one of those. Once they pick their topic, they'll come by me to get an informational article that goes with their topic. So I have a basket with me full of informational articles, and I just have them in alphabetical order. That way I can quickly find the one that they have. So if they come to me and they're like, okay, Ms. Black, I have basketball, I can quickly flip through. I know that it'll be with all the B's that I have together, and I can pull and get their article. So this one is for ants. So if they get the ant topic, I will give them the ant article. They'll need to do a quick read, so just skimming. Sometimes when we have informational writing, it's not easy just to sit down and read it all at once. So we like to break it up. So skimming, they'll look at some of the main topics there, and they're pretty short. I got all of these articles off of ReadWorks, really great website if you haven't used it. You can sort it by the genre or by a skill. So a lot of the fictional ones will have like compare and contrast, different skills on there. So I could click informational, and then I could also adjust the grade level. I did this by grade level, so all of these are 3rd grade, but you could do Lexile level. They have different options on there too. So once they get their article and skim through, there'll be 3 what I'm calling camo walls that they'll go to, and that's just topics that are taped up on my wall. So I have 2 on my back cabinets, and then 1 on my floor underneath my Promethean board. And I have it split up that way just because there were so many cards when I cut them all out that I didn't want them to get lost in the sea of cards. I wanted to break it down a little bit more for them, so I put it into 3 sections. That way they have 1 detail at each section, and it's just a little more manageable for them to look at. So I have this key, the one that I had the topics on the front. I have all the details here as well, so I can quickly look through and check. So once they have each detail, they need to check with me, because there is a chance they could get it wrong, and I don't want it to affect another student trying to find their detail. So for example, this top row is for the topic basketball. So they might go to the first wall and find played indoors. They might go to the second wall and find peach basket, and the 3rd wall they would find court. So they would take each one of their topics, and each topic is mentioned somewhere in the article, which shows that they have read it. And once they have each topic, each idea picked correctly, and they check with me, then I'll send them to their seat, and they will begin on their informational writing. So at this point, we've learned informational writing. This is the end of the year. We're just kind of reviewing and having a lot of fun with reviewing. We've done our writing assessment. That was over informational writing. So we've practiced all these skills. So once they have gotten their topic and their 3 details, they'll move to their seat to begin writing. They'll start with an introduction, and the way we teach introductions is they ask an interesting question, they answer with the main idea, and then they list 3 things that the reader will learn. So they'll write that, the points of the introduction are here, and they'll color code that one green. Then they'll take those 3 things that they listed that the reader will learn, and they'll make a body paragraph for each one, and then that gets color coded yellow. It's the body paragraphs. They have to have at least 1 text citation in each body paragraph. So according to the text in paragraph blank, in the article I learned, we have a lot of sentence starters that we've taught them. So they'll underline at least one sentence in each body paragraph blue. That is our in-text citation. And then for their conclusion, remind them just to restate the main idea, state again what the 3 topics were learned, and then leave your reader with something to remember. And they'll underline their conclusion with red. Once they've done that, they'll bring it to me so I can just give some editing marks, some feedback, and when they have a chance to look at what I've said, they'll edit that and then publish. And that is our Combat. And my students publish on Seesaw. It's an app that we have on the iPads. I have a class journal, so they just click to add a note. They type up their essay and then they can publish it to their name. And then from there, I can approve it and give feedback on there as well. So this is my writing boot camp, all the pieces to it, and I'll show you again some of the pieces around the room. So on each of my students' desks when they come in, they'll have each of these pieces. These came from Hope King and Amy Lemons, but Hope King through Elementary Shenanigans on Teachers Pay Teachers. So they have a hat template, and this is like the bill of the hat. So they'll color camouflage on it and cut it out. And they have a strip that their name will go on. I'm gonna have mine write like lieutenant in their name or cadet in their name, something like that. And they'll glue it right here. And then they have a dog tag that they can cut out and some yarn that they'll string it on so they can wear it. And I'm having mine write Informational Writing Boot Camp on here. So like I said, I'm hoping to do some other boot camps with narrative and persuasive. And then I have some sentence strips. So my students, when they have their hat done, will staple it to this so they can wear it as a hat. So I have that on everyone's desk. And then this is one of the, what I'm calling camo walls, where they have to come look for their topics. So here, like court goes with the basketball, colony goes with ant. So they'll find one topic from here, they'll come to the next wall, they'll find one more topic from here that goes with theirs. And I just type these up in a chart on Word. This is the tablecloth that I said I'm not happy with having a big white section, but it does a lot to transform the room just having something up. And my third camo wall is just down here. So they'll go to each one and one topic will be at each one. And then I just have the directions on the board. So my students can come in at 7:30, but the late bell does ring until 7:45, so I have to have some time for them to work on something. So I tell them to color a design on their hat and cut it out, to write their name, which I think I'm going to change it to cadet. I don't feel like they should be lieutenant. I think cadet's more the correct word. And then they'll glue it onto there. And then they'll do the dog tag, and I told them what I wanted to write on it. And that's my room. And then right here, I'm going to set up like 2 chairs or some extra desk I have and put the tablecloth over so it creates kind of like a tunnel, because the tablecloth is pretty big. It'll hang over and they can just crawl through, and these topics will be just kind of randomly placed underneath, and they'll army crawl through and pick up one of these as they go through, and then they'll have their topic that they can go to the wall to get details about. And one more thing I bought is this hat, also from Party City. They had a whole camo section in the like kids party aisle, because everything was like army related, and it actually didn't have a tag on it, so they ended up giving it to me for $1. So that was a good deal, and hopefully I'll find some camo clothes I can wear as well.